So this is how to draw your trend lines. The goal of trend line is to connect every dot that appears on the same zone. I've already taught you how to connect your resistance and supports on horizontal zones. Now I'm teaching you how to connect your support and resistance on zones that are not horizontal. Because if you're doing connecting zones that are horizontal, there are also zones that are not horizontal. For instance, look at this zone here. These zones here is not on horizontal zone. Okay, this one is a more slant zone. So this is a typical support zone. Understand? Typical support zone is a typical horizontal zone. So support and resistance are not just horizontal zones, can be in slant positions. And this is what we call trend lines. These are how to draw trend lines. So you connect this in trend lines. These are all trend lines. The moment you connect zones that are not horizontal, you are forming what they call a trend line. Now, whenever price gets to this zone, price will always tend to respect it by changing direction. But when price was here, price went up, got to this zone, then came down, went up, got to this same zone, and what happened? It came down. So whenever price gets to this zone, you can extend it to further. Whenever price gets to this zone, you should expect price to hit that zone and fall down or come down, because that zone is a resistance zone. It's a resistance zone that will tend to stop price or reject price for way up or down. If it's at this down here, it's support. If it's up here, it is resistance. So this is how to draw your trend lines, and it's very, very, very important. Very important. There are certain ways price behaves when they come to a zone. Okay, for instance, price can be moving its own, making candles. But the moment price gets to a zone, price will behave in a certain direction. And this is one of the ways that you need to always take note of. For instance, when price got to this zone, price came to this, let's say, okay, look at this direction. When price moved, price came here, came down, and then at this area here, price stopped making red candles. The next candle that came in was a green candle that went up. Now, when price came here with a very long red candle, the next candle that came in here was a green candle, and then the next one was also a green candle. So when price comes to a zone, price tends to change pattern of candle formation, and that is how you should know when to enter. Because if the next candle if price approach a particular zone, let's say with a very red candle, and the next candle that comes up is also a red candle, you should not be expecting price to reverse. So you're expecting price to continue. So in that same downward direction. So, but if price come to a zone and then begins to form smaller candles or a opposite color candle like a green candle, then price is going to reverse. You can see here, when price got to this zone, started forming small green candles, then it formed a red candle, then it started having more red candles going downwards. So that's how you know where price is changing, because you can't just enter the orders because price has approached a zone. You have to see if that price will start forming smaller candles, or if price will change candle color formation. Then that's very important. Sometimes price will reject a zone with a wick. This is a wick. Sometimes it will get to a zone and then it will reject with a long wick. You understand? For instance, look at how price rejected this resistance zone here. Okay, let me draw it. look at this zone here. You see that price moved to this point here, and then you pull down. It's using with the wick, and then it formed uh, a red body, telling you that that's right here is a fully fledged reversal, uh, reversal taking place. Okay, so in forex trading, you have to really pay attention to support and resistance, trend lines. You have to pay attention to the nature of the candles because they speak a lot about what is going on in the market. You can't ignore that fact. You have to always look at the trend lines. You have to look at support and resistance. You have to look at then the candle formation, mostly around setting zones. You cannot be trading without having this um coin things in mind. Okay, so as a beginner, you have to look at support and resistance, uh, trend lines. You have to look at the nature of the candles around zones. Understand? And then one important thing is that you always have to trade with the trend. For instance, this is a full uptrend. We don't go and start selling at this uptrend. You always look for buy entries, and where are the best places to buy? You buy around support areas. So this is a good place to buy. So if price have fall at this area, it's a good place to buy. So this is a good place to buy. It's a good place to buy. So that is where you look for. This is a good place to buy. So look at support areas for entries. Support areas for entries. And what I also want to remember is that whenever a support is being broken, that support becomes. So whenever a resistance is being broken, that resistance becomes support. If a support is being broken, that support becomes resistance. Understand? It's what happens in forex. For instance, when here was broken, it became support when price came to the same zone. Because price is, remember I told you that when price is below, resistance is on top. So when price broke this particular support as when price was here, it went to this point and then met on that resistance and then came here. This place that was once a resistance has now become support. That's exactly what happens. So even here was once a resistance point. But now watch when price came back. When price came back to this area, here became a resistance. So support becomes resistance becomes support, depending on when that zone is being broken. When zone is being broken, it tends automatically to become either support or resistance. So if you're looking for buy entries, you look for support areas for your buy entries. And if price has broken that previous resistance, that resistance becomes support. And depending on how the strength, and depending on how that zone pushed price, reverse price direction, you have to look at how did that zone reject price formally. Did this person, this zone here made a very good impression on price. You see how it pushed price downwards, and you expect this zone to always give this zone to be very strong, because at this zone here pushed price, made price went down very well. So this zone here, see this, look how price reacted here to show that it's a strong zone. Even when price broke it became support, and it also held price for few candles upwards, and then it's still holding price even in the future. You can see how price was being held by this same zone that started all the way here. So how a zone disperse price and based on time, it's very key and important in your decision in where to buy and sell. So when you're looking for where to buy and sell, you look at zone that really make an impact in price when price approach them, and then these are the best zones to choose for price. And let's want it to also impact that you have to wait. You have to be patient. That's one of the hardest thing to master in forex is patience, because sometimes you feel like to just press the buy and sell buttons, but sometimes it's very hard to wait for price to return back to zone, because sometimes it might take might take days, might take, depending on your time frame. Right now, I'm looking at higher time frames D1s, and the higher time frame zones are the best zones to trade because they are the ones that actually give more. They are the ones that actually have more strength to hold price. Lower time frames like H1, like 30 minutes, 60 minutes, those zones are weak zones. They don't actually hold price for a very long time. But zones that for higher time frames are actually very, very good because they can actually reverse price. So it's always good to take your entries from zones that are very, 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 very good and like getting from the higher time frames. Time frames like H1, 4 hours, D1, week on, those are good zones to good to trade. You will get more best results from zones in that time frames. So, and like I said before, patience is a virtue. In forex, it's very, very important because you need patience to be able to wait for price to come to that zone that it's previously tested. Understand? So please, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe, like the video, comment your questions and you have in mind, and I'll be able to respond. And I'll also take you on more videos like this in the future. More videos like this, you'll be learning our straight strategies and techniques on how to do well on forex trader. So for now, I leave you with this advice: is that stay patient and consider these things I told you about: your support, your resistance, your trend lines, and how price reacted in the past to particular zones. And you see your trading will get better, so come profitable.